Okay. The next scenario we're going to talk about right now are penalties. Now, if I'm going to have both our gentlemen standing up here. Now, certain things you're not allowed to do. Okay? Some things that are common infractions that we just don't want to happen. One, he has the fingers inside of the gi. Okay? In this case here, they'll be awarded a penalty for having a hand inside of the gi. Okay? The reason is it adds additional grip, and also it's actually for your own fingers too. So please don't do that. Scenario 2. Professor Mike, backs up a bit. And he decides, okay, you're gonna play the game. What's he do? He puts either his knee on the ground or he goes right to his butt. You stop the action. In order to hold the guard, he must engage with Professor Lane first, so he must establish a grip, and then he can hold guard. Another common infraction that you'll see, and even though these gentlemen are wearing gis, they are wearing rash guards underneath. In a no-gi scenario, you are not allowed to grab the rash guard. Okay? Pretend that you don't have a shirt on. You are not allowed to grab the rash guard. It is an immediate infraction. It is an immediate penalty. So don't do it. I see everyone doing it. Don't do it. So the next infraction that we're going to talk about is guard jumping. Okay? This scenario here. Now, even though these gentlemen are black belts, pretend that they're white belts. At the white belt and under the age of 16, you are not allowed to jump into the guard. Okay? This scenario, you will be awarded a penalty for jumping the guard. Okay? This is for your own safety. Under the IBJJF, all color belts are allowed to jump guard. We are doing a deviation for the safety of children, so none of them are allowed to jump guard. Now, when we speak about jumping guard, we also mean jumping submissions as well, such as flying triangles and flying arm bars. Those are not allowed at the white belt level or at the ages of 16 and under. Okay. The next infraction here will be the single leg. For white belts and kids under the age of 16, for the single leg takedown, you are not allowed to have the head on the outside of the hip. Okay? This is for your own safety. As you see here, Professor Lane has the belt. If Professor Lane was to fall, in this case he's just going to fall gently, he could potentially spike Professor Mike's head onto the ground, and we do not want this to happen. Now, this will be an immediate disqualification of Professor Lane, but for your safety, your head must be on the inside of the hip. So if you could show that the proper way. So we're going for the single leg, and his head is on the inside. This is deemed a proper single leg takedown, and he will be able to finish this off. If your head is on the outside, you will not be awarded a penalty. Action will be stopped immediately, and you'll be restarted from standing neutral. So the following sets of penalties we're going to look at now are penalties that will result in an immediate disqualification. The first one we're going to look at is slamming. Now, what is considered slamming? First Mike here, he's going to lift him right up, and he's going to put him right down. Now, this scenario here, Professor Lane, we've been learning break falls for a very long time. However, you are not allowed to pick your opponent up and throw him to the ground in a violent fashion. In this case here, Professor Mike will be disqualified immediately. Now, it does not matter the height of the lift. If he picks him up and puts him to the ground immediately, it is deemed to be an immediate disqualification because the intent was to lift him up in order to get out. Even if he's trying to escape a submission, you're not allowed to slam your opponent on the ground. You must be under control of your opponent in all situations. So the next scenario we're going to talk about right now is leg reaping. Leg reaping can be a little complicated, but I want us to establish a few certain rules. In this scenario here, Professor Lane is in the standing position. Because he is standing, his leg is considered to be stuck. In this case here, the furthest Professor Mike is able to put his foot is at his hip. Once Professor Mike passes what we call the midpoint between his nose and his navel, once he passes this point, it will be considered a disqualification. The leg is stuck, and we are concerned about knee injuries at the tournament. Once the foot goes beyond the midline, it is deemed to be an immediate disqualification. In this scenario here, the leg is considered unstuck. Why is it unstuck? Because he is still able to move his foot. Now, in this case here, if Professor Mike moves his foot to the midline, that's too far, go back a bit, there we go. If he's able to move his foot to the midline, he'll be issued a penalty. Once this occurs, the referee will stop the action immediately, and he will move the foot back to the hip, and they will start the action again. Now, if Professor Mike moves his foot beyond the midline to completely the other side of his hip, he'll be immediately disqualified for leg sweeping. Now, in the next scenario here, rather than have the leg free, Professor Mike's going to go for an egg lock. Now, what Professor Mike is going to do is he's going to cross his foot beyond, right to the midline, only to the midline. In this case here, because his foot's at the midline, the leg is considered to be stuck. He'll be immediately disqualified for leg sweeping. Now, even if he doesn't cross his leg over, actually, Professor Mike, if you want to submit the other leg. In this scenario here, even though if he doesn't cross over, but he still bends his knee in a fashion such that both their knees are pointing in the same direction, in this case here, this is considered a leg sweep, and this is an immediate disqualification. Now, even though his leg is not passed over, this is the kind of position that we are trying to prevent from injuring our opponents. So, if you want an egg lock, the knee has to be pointing either to the outside or straight up and down. Once the knee is pointed both in the same direction, with the knee on top being trapped, this is deemed to be an immediate disqualification.